back here.
Sure. Thank you.
Different color.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Vincent.
How you doing? Nice to meet you, Phil.
Phil, you want to come with me on the first
Yeah,
ride?
I will.
Cool. What's your area? I can't remember.
Interior.
Interior.
Yeah.
Awesome. That'll work out good.
I think I remember you from ATS. Hmm. Yep, you got your trim zeroed out. So you've done these before. I'll be able to tell you at what mile, and I'll keep an eye on your Odo too.
Perfect.
At what point you take a left, right, or whatever. So there's a little quick little turns, and then we get out there.
Okay, guys, this is Vincent Nguyen for Slash Gear. I've got Phil Kucera. Did I get that right? Kucera. So, Phil, what do you do? Quick 2-second intro.
I am the interior design manager for the Cadillac CTS.
And you're the perfect first person for me to co-pilot with, so you can tell me everything I need to know about the CTS.
Right, that's right.
Oh, the seat just
Yeah.
vibrated a little bit to let me
Because you
know.
put it in reverse.
Oh, okay.
So it's like there's something behind it.
It shouldn't be reversed. I'm in drive.
Oh, did you?
I was in drive, yeah.
Okay. It threw
Oh,
the
that's
rear
weird,
camera.
huh?
It threw the rear camera up.
Yeah,
I thought you might have gone away. Okay.
Okay, all right, so first left.
Yep. Is everybody saddled?
I think so. Being a lead car, I won't be able to get the rear tail light, but we'll, that's a tight turn, huh? And then up here.
Yep. Right.
Okay, so this is the twin turbo that we're in. Is that right?
This is a Vsport. Right here.
Instantly, this feels like the interior feels like you're in a car that's not of today. Is that the best way to describe it?
I'll take that.
It's just, the colors are really vivid, vibrant, and everything is within your reach.
Definitely. I mean, there's a real substantial sort of heft to what's in the center here.
Mm-hmm. And that's important, right? Because you've got access with the driver and the passenger as well.
Mm-hmm.
Are we needing to wait for the rest
Where'd they go?
of the folks, or I didn't know we were supposed to stay together or not?
We don't have to.
We don't have to. So what trim do we have here? Is this the wood?
Yeah, this is like a burl wood. It's jet black, completely jet black, and then this is like a nice burl, traditional sort of burl wood. And all the deco finishes are genuine. If it looks like wood, it's wood.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like carbon fiber, it's carbon fiber. If it looks like metal, it's metal. And I think we're taking a right here. It's a weird. Go right in here, yeah. About a half a mile, you're going to take a left. We'll get on a few roads where you're just like, okay, stay on this for 15 miles.
That's when you really test.
Oh, there's some twisty. We got to run the course yesterday.
Will you let me know ahead of time, like when we get to the twisty area, and I can start recording?
You'll know. And there's a ton of it.
Okay.
Have you've been on drives out in this?
Right. Not in Santa Barbara.
Oh, it's really cool.
Yeah, for me the ATS was such an awesome drive because it was a long stretch and you could hit.
You get a little bit of everything. You'll get a little bit of freeway, a little bit of
this. I can't get over how awesome this middle console is. This is just amazing.
I mean, the internal Q system is similar on all of them.
Mm-hmm. So keep veering right.
No, you need to take a left.
A left turn.
Yep. Don't worry about it.
we've lost everybody.
Capacitive touch for the glove box. But even all this is, you know, edge wrapped, and it's an intensely hand-oriented process.
The view, Phil.
Yeah.
That, I mean, you could see like 4 or 5 different layers, right? You see the trees, the water, tree.
Performance we're definitely sort of known for.
Mm-hmm.
V-Series has done that for us.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the other one is bold design. We've been on this journey, we said, since 1999, but that sort of look and the vertical headlights, taillights, and the sheer surfaces, we've been doing this for a little while. It's evolving. The one thing people in clinics were telling us is, you know, quality and craftsmanship, they weren't sure if that was there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only because they hadn't gotten in a car recently. One of our cars, they read a magazine, you look at a spec, or you look at a photo, you get the other two. The third one, you got to get in the car. So you're in the car, and what we did is after, they were kind of, I don't know, we brought out an early version of this, and they were like, then we asked them the same question, and they were completely won over by this interior. So that's its mission, and, you know, starting to do it.
Cool, thanks.
Hello, hi, I'm Phil Kachera. I'm the Interior Design Manager on the Cadillac CTS. I just want to walk you through some of what you're seeing in front of you. And you know, the objective of this vehicle is really to be ultra sporty, but ultra sort of upscale. And some of the things you might notice is we wanted to have sort of a driver orientation to a lot of this. So you have these shapes up here that really group sort of what you're doing as a driver and everything through the center. Plus there's just a continuously flowing set of lines here. This piece in particular is a giant piece of cut and sew on a big substrate. It really breaks up the interior in sort of a more unique way. You also see the high sort of wide console and the way some of these lines just continue. And as a designer, we're trying to, you know, just create an interesting environment that constantly keeps your eye moving and flowing. And it's a mixture of sort of these traditional cut and sew elements, wood and metal. These are like 3 materials that have been in interiors since the beginning, but they're also contrasted against a lot of technology. And that sort of mixture of art and science, as we say it in Cadillac, is something we're really sort of proud of, and we want to keep emulating and evolving. Thanks.
I'm John Plonka. I'm the Program Engineering Manager for the 2014 CTS.
And we've
Hi,
got
I'm
Lisa.
Lisa Staratsky. I'm the CTS Product Manager for the all-new 2014 CTS.
Great, and we're in the V-Series, and this is the Vsport. I'm sorry, the Vsport, and this is the premium package. All right, let's get going. Bye, everyone. We'll see you at the next stop.
Up this way.
Okay. Do you have enough room back there? Are you good? Okay.
So what you felt there was the automatic
Yes.
seatbelt tensioning
I
system.
noticed that.
So that's a slack removal that happens when you hit 15 miles per hour to make sure that there's no slack in your belt.
So which package does that come in?
That comes as part of our driver assist package.
Okay.
So that's the slack removal at startup, but then there's also a dynamic tensioning system. So that if the car senses that you're losing traction, the car's not going where you intended to, you're going to go right here. It'll also give you a tug to try to make sure you're positioned properly in the seat.
Gotcha.
And then in the event of an imminent collision, it'll even more aggressively pull you back into the seat again to make sure you're in the proper place for the airbag deployment.
Okay. And that happens literally a matter of milliseconds.
Yes.
How long is this entire stretch? By the way, we didn't reset the odometer.
At the bottom
down
of the hill,
Okay.
they'll have you reset it right here. I think they'll stop you on your way out and ask you to do that.
Okay. Hi.
Set the trip meter.
How do we do
Okay,
that?
use your select. Oh, you want to help him? There you go. Oh, you were ahead right there.
Perfect.
All
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Let me know back there if you're.
Oh, I'm fine.
All right.
I love Cedar Point. I go out and run, you know.
I just.
can handle the motion.
I just love just getting out of a curve and you're hitting the throttle and you're just.
And part of what you're feeling in this Vsport model is the electronic limited slip differential.
Mhm.
And what that'll actually do is dynamically change the torque distribution between the two wheels. So
Okay.
you're actually using the torque of the engine to steer the vehicle as you're powering through that turn. So it's doing more than just a traditional limited slip differential will just sense wheel speed difference. Okay, this will actually anticipate wheel speed difference and apply power to the wheel that's going to give you the most benefit
Gotcha.
as you're pulling out of a turn. So when we're doing the acoustic tuning, we're actually using what we call a jury room, where we'll take different recordings actually made in the vehicles with different setups, different calibrations in the car, and then we'll sit around, get a team of people
Mhm.
in the jury room and listen to these recordings, and then we're able to kind of electronically modulate those sounds to see, okay, is this more pleasing, less pleasing? What did you like about this? What don't you like? And so we're kind of, we're blending the wine, so to speak. We're kind of taking bits and pieces of what we like, and then we'll assess, can we change the character mechanically through, the actual sound being produced, or do we need to quiet it down using the audio system, or quiet it down using a different type of acoustic material?
So how do you actually answer those questions?
It's an art. It's a little less science and a little more art.
Mhm.
It's really just based on experience and and the preferences of the team. Those of us that have been working on Cadillacs for some time, and it really comes down to personal preference and understanding what our customers find pleasing and what they don't.
Gotcha. I don't even know the speed limit here, by the way, but I'm sure I'm breaking.
One posted, but
I'm breaking all of them.
generally 55 is the guideline.
Guideline. You're in a CTS.
Exactly. That's why I said guideline.
Wow.
I don't think
Oh
you were
my
doing
gosh.
55 yesterday.
That's
not.
just. We were like literally bouncing along the road. We're like dancing
It just
along.
absorbs. Like
It-
the magnetic ride just.
It just absorbs it. It's like I'm pushing 70 through here, and it's like just, another drive. I am really a safe driver, though, Lisa.
I'm not worried.
I'm a professional. Yeah, I mean, you would never really think about pushing 70 or 75 through this turn, and yet it just absorbs it, and it just gives you more. It keeps saying, give me more.
And
Is that all you got?
I think that's what Hamden was hinting at this morning, the confidence inspiring. That's what we want, is we want the driver to feel completely in control.
And it's not a false sense of security. It's truly giving you that sense of security that if something does go wrong, it's going to take care of you. It's got your back.
Right. And connected. That's the other key part of it, is it's giving you the feedback so you know what's going on.
Mhm.
There's enough isolation to make the ride comfortable, but you're still getting the feedback from the road, both from a steering and from a ride standpoint, to know what's happening out there.
So just for the record, we were like right around 90. And it didn't feel like it. I think we're pulling up on one.
Yep, I think that's one of our cars up there.
I truly had an authentic moment earlier when I had a CTS pull up behind me, and it was about a quarter of a mile away, and I saw the vertical,
The signature
the
light.
signature
Jumps
light,
out at you, doesn't
and
it?
it just kicks you. I'm like, oh, wow, okay, I got it. I see it.
Right.
I see it on the road. I see it in my rearview mirror. I get it now. I see why it's awesome.
It's distinctive. And you see a lot of the European manufacturers going to the LED light signatures, but I think that the Blade is very.
Do you know what? I'm curious about and I think Phil said to talk to you or Brian about it, is the technology that went into the LED lights. Can you talk to that a little bit?
A little bit. Brian is more of the expert on the LED technology, but in the front of the vehicle you see direct fire LEDs, so you're seeing the light directly coming out of the LED, and then we actually use two different LEDs, two different color LEDs in the lower DRL, so that the white turns to amber when you turn your turn signal on. So it's a dual function lamp with these direct fire LEDs in the front.
Gotcha. And then what about the back? It's the same, because you've got the steps, right?
Sure. The back is actually an indirect fire, so what you're seeing is the reflection of the LED light that is dispersed in these crystal-like molded pieces within the clear lens of the lamp. So it's slightly different technology to give you a different effect in the rear.
Okay.
Fire LEDs.
I'm going to test the brakes. Sometimes you're in a zone and you're like just so focused. It's kind of nice to have someone in front of us. It gives me a little bit of perspective.
Change the character of the car depending on the mode of the vehicle that you're in. So right now you're in the tour mode. If you
can you switch mode?
You can switch mode while you're driving. This is the mode select immediately behind the shift lever, and you can put it into a sport mode or a track mode. Now you're in sport mode. Were you in sport mode already?
He was in sport mode.
Okay. So, and then if you go into track mode, you'll get even more audible feedback from the engine as you get into it. In addition to changing the characteristics of the MR shocks and struts and changing the steering assist calibration, all of those things are changed depending on the mode that you're in.
So now I'm in track mode. I can feel it kick in. I mean, it's just...
Yeah. Your shifts will be more aggressive.
I can hear it. Oh my God, I can...
Well, it's the engine sound enhancement also.
Right.
That's...
It changes as you go through different modes. So it gives you much more aggressive... Put your bag on.
Sure. Sorry about that.
I just want to make sure it doesn't.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Thank you.
Behind your seat. So.
Oh my gosh, that is just. Don't try this with any other car. So talk about versatility. The new CTS really does that. It gives you the ability to just relax.
Absolutely.
Go to the opera, dress up, or take an alternative route home from work and enjoy this kind of driving.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's our athlete in a tailored suit, right?
Exactly.
That's what we always call it.
And I had a nice chat with Phil about the direct comparison between the CTS and, say, a nice watch, for example. And, I mean, most people can afford one nice watch and a nice car. So you want something, you want more bang for your buck and make it as versatile as possible.
Right. And along those lines, it needs to be without any compromise.
Exactly.
Right? You don't want to feel that you're giving up any of that luxury or style for going out to the opera, but yet when you get on this road, you've got all of the capability that 99.9% of the drivers on the road could handle. This car will do things that will just blow your mind. I consider myself a pretty good driver, but when our professionals get behind the wheel,
oh yeah,
hold on, baby. It's amazing what the car will do.
I've seen the commercials for the ATS. Okay, I think think my ultimate favorite mode is the sports mode. I mean the track mode.
The track mode. Maximum feedback. It holds you in a gear a little longer, so then the engine.
It does.
Right there,
I've noticed that it does hold you in your gear a little bit longer. Like right here, I'm coming into the turn,
and you feel that downshift.
I feel the downshift.
It did that. It anticipates when you're going to need the higher revs. Gets the engine where it's supposed to.
And it just when I took that turn, it gave me the power I needed to get out of that turn, and then it sped up quickly.
So a lot of that is not just, it's not just generating the power with the engine, it's generating it immediately, very little turbo lag, so that immediately when you tip into the throttle, you've got the power there, and then using the electronic limited slip differential to get it on the ground the most efficient way and help you through that turn rather than pushing you through the turn.
Exactly. You guys are really brave, by the way. I have to give it to you. You're very brave.
Putting our lives in the hands.
Because exactly, and you're in the hands of drivers that you've never been with. So wow, that's.
I told you I have a 6 and 9-year-old, at home. So just.
Then the last stretch. This one.
Even more so. All right. Then I'm gonna have my camera on, and we're gonna enjoy this one. So feel free to throw any specs or any detail walkthrough or discussion on this stretch.
All right. Well, if we want to start with the engine, I mean, we're getting so much enjoyment out of this listening to it, but it's it's an all-new engine for Cadillac, twin turbo V6, 420 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque. And it's capable of moving this car from 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds.
And that's the one we're in right now.
This is the vehicle we're in right now, correct. The tires on the car are Pirelli, summer-only tires. Fantastic tires for stopping distance, great balance between ride and handling. And we're capable of pulling 0.92 Gs, lateral Gs on the skid pad, which just a few years ago that was, supercar, sports car territory. So, very capable car. I think this road shows it off very well, the balance, the athleticism of the chassis. And you'll see that on display here in this stretch.
And so just for our viewership, I'm in track mode right now. I'm taking that turn right around 72 miles an hour, 75, and it just absorbs the road like there's no tomorrow.
Straight here.
Okay, all right.
Interesting intersection.
I know. This is
left across a highway. What drives the design of the vehicle? What has, what takes first place when you're having a disagreement or a trade-off discussion?
Exactly.
And it's now completely dominated by, it's completely customer driven. It's what is it that we need to do to make this car the best for the customer? It's not, what makes it easy to repair or what makes it
cost saving
to put together, or cost savings. You can't cost cut yourself into a great product. So it really is about how we make the best product for the car, for the customer. And then the differentiation, right? I mean, between the different models, the different brands, that's become so key, and the brands have become so distinctive. You remember back in the 80s, we would put 4 different fascias on a car and call them 4 different brands, and we weren't fooling anybody.
Cookie cutters.
Exactly. So
that still happens today, by the way. Not with Cadillac, but
it does, but not to the degree
that it was years ago.
Right.
Hey, look, there's a side of the mountain.
I actually went to school to design airplanes.
Did you?
So,
Where did you go?
I studied aerospace engineering at University of Michigan. And the year I graduated, there were 64 of us in my graduating class, and 6 of us had jobs. When we graduated, that was it.
Oh,
It
that's
was a down year in the industry. So,
wow.
but yeah, I had worked for GM for 3 summers, and they needed aerodynamicists, so that's what I did. And it's amazing to be able to work with the talented designers, right? They're constantly challenging us, and there's nothing simple about this car. You look at the design, both inside and outside. You know, the captured hood, where the hood's completely surrounded by the fenders and the fascia. It's very difficult to build. And so, you know, those kinds of challenges are the challenges we take on now, whereas, you know, 10, 15 years ago, we might not have had the confidence to do that. But we've grown our capability to be able to enable these great designs.
By the way, that was pretty awesome. That was deliberate, by the way.
Yeah.
That was, I wanted to test that roll to see if I was going to hit the other side, and that was pretty amazing.
That's right where you pointed.
Exactly. It was just... And that's the thing with drawing.
And go to what we call the balance display. This would kind of
good to go.
Okay. Hi, I'm John Plonka. I'm the Program Engineering Manager for the 2014 Cadillac CTS. I'm going to demonstrate the reconfigurable cluster that's available on the CTS. The cluster is capable of displaying information in 4 different styles, depending on your preference. And let me just step through those here. So what you see right now is our performance display, but you can also go to a simple display, which will minimize the amount of information that's shown on the screen. Let me just back out of that so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so that's our simplified display. We can also click through and go to what we call the balance display. This would kind of be the default typical amount of information that drivers are used to seeing in a more traditional analog cluster. And then within this given display, you can change what type of information is displayed in the various portions of the cluster. And so let's just go then to our enhanced display. This would be the 4th mode. So you can see in this one, again, you've got several areas of the cluster where the driver can choose to display different information. And then in this enhanced display, you can also see a smaller replication of your navigation screen information. Turn her back to the performance layout.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, John.
Yep.
2-liter turbo, all-wheel drive, and so this would be about 65,000.
Okay.
Okay, so this is fully equipped, fully loaded. A Vsport with the same level of equipment as this would be 70,000.
Okay.
So that's without all-wheel drive. So we have a price point of about $2,000 for the all-wheel drive.
Okay.